What if the single greatest obstacle to receiving everything you desire is your own mind trying to figure out how to get it? You've been taught to strive, to plan, to fight for what you want. But that is the way of the world, the way of sleep. There is a deeper law, a quieter power, a truth so simple it has been overlooked for centuries. The universe isn't waiting for your effort. It's waiting for your consent. And in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to get out of your own way. You will discover that your true power is not in thinking, but in feeling. Not in chasing, but in assuming. By the end of this, you will no longer see the world as something to be conquered, but as a mirror waiting to reflect the state you choose to occupy within. This isn't about changing your mind. It's about letting the real mind, the I am within you, finally take control. Stay until the end. And remember how to let reality bend to you. Stop trying so hard. Just for a moment, let go of the immense effort of figuring it out. You've been running scenarios in your mind, haven't you? A constant frantic calculation of how to get from here to there, how to solve this, how to acquire that. Your conscious, reasoning mind, the part of you that believes it is in control, is exhausted, and it should be. It was never designed to be the creator. It is the servant, not the master. You believe your thoughts are the operant power, but they are merely the frantic echoes of your deepest assumptions. You are trying to build a bridge with pebbles when you have the power to simply decide you are already on the other side. This constant thinking, this worry, is a form of prayer to a god of doubt. You are affirming the problem, not the solution. So, be still. Allow the noise to settle. There is a deeper intelligence within you, a silent, all-knowing presence that is waiting for you to simply get out of the way. It doesn't shout. It is, but that's only the surface. This intelligence is not some external benevolent force. You must appeal to. Oh no, that is the old story. The story of separation. This power is your own wonderful human imagination. It is the I am within you. When you are told to let the universe think for you, you are being invited to trust the deepest part of yourself. This is the mind of God, and it is your mind. Its way of thinking is not a sequence of logical steps. It does not concern itself with the how, the when, or the why. That is the language of the limited three-dimensional world, the language of your true self. Your consciousness is assumption. It simply assumes the end. It lives in the state of the wish fulfilled. So when you stop the frantic planning and drop into the feeling of your desire being a present fact, was I finally allowing the true thinker to take over? You are giving the blueprint to the master builder who requires only one thing from you, your unwavering assumption that the home is already built. Now go deeper. How do you practice this? How do you let go? You do it by turning your attention away from the problem and placing it squarely on the feeling of the solution. If you desire security, you do not think about security. You feel secure. You walk in the assumption that you are secure. You close your eyes to the clamoring world of evidence and you go within. In your inner world, you feel the warmth of relief. The calm assurance of it is done. You let this feeling saturate your being until it becomes your dominant mood. This feeling is the key. It is the selection of a new reality. While your surface mind is screaming about the how, your deeper self, your I am, is already occupying the new state. You're not fighting reality. You are simply selecting a different one and allowing the infinite intelligence of your own consciousness to orchestrate the how in ways your logical mind could never conceive. It's not your job to connect the dots. It is your job to be the destination. This relentless need to figure it out stems from a profound misunderstanding of who you are. You believe you are a victim of circumstances, a puppet of fate, and so, you feel you must constantly scheme and struggle to get what you want. But I am here to tell you, you are the sole cause of everything in your world. Your reality is nothing more than a mirror reflecting the state of consciousness you are occupying. There is no one to change but self. When you truly accept this, the need to plan and worry simply falls away. Why would you need to manipulate a shadow? Why would you struggle to rearrange the reflection in a mirror? It is a fool's errand. The only operant power is your own consciousness. By trying to force the how, you are implicitly admitting that you are not in control. You are admitting that there is another power outside of you that must be convinced or conquered. This is the great illusion. The moment you claim your desire and feeling, you have already commanded the means. So, let it all go. Release the burden of the how. Your only responsibility is to define the what and to live in the feeling of it being yours. When you truly assume the state of your wish fulfilled, a profound sense of peace descends. You no longer need to check for results. You no longer need to worry about the bridge of incident that will lead you to your goal. You simply know. It is done. This is the ultimate faith. Not in an external God, but in the God within your own awareness of being. This is what it means to let the universe think for you. It means you stop interfering with the divine, effortless unfolding that occurs when you select a new state, a new reality for yourself. You simply enter the state of I already am, and you remain there. The world of shadows has no choice but to conform. This isn't just a mental trick. Here's what changes everything. That silent, all-knowing power we spoke of, it has a name. It is your imagination, but not the way you've been taught to think of it. This is not childish fantasy or idle daydreaming. Your imagination is the one and only creative power. It is in fact the true mind of God within you. The entire vast universe, with all its phenomena, was first imagined, and your personal world is no different. Every joy, every sorrow, every success, and every failure was born from a state imagined and then consented to. You are constantly imagining, whether you are aware of it or not. You are imagining states of lack, of fear, of frustration, and your world dutifully conforms. You have been using the power of God to create what you do not want. The revelation isn't that you need to acquire some new power. The revelation is that you must learn to consciously direct the immense power you already are. The power you have been using unconsciously your entire life. This is the operant power. There is no other. So how do you wield this divine instrument? It is not through forceful effort or desperate wanting. The imagination responds to feeling, and only to feeling. This is the great secret. To create your desired reality, you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I want you to feel this now. Don't just think about your desire, think from it. What would it feel like if it were true, right now? Would you feel a sense of profound relief, a quiet, knowing joy, a deep gratitude washing over you? Find that specific feeling that is the key. That feeling is the fertile ground into which you plant the seed of your desire. You must go into your inner world, your imagination, and enact a scene that implies your wish is already an accomplished fact. And you must stay in that scene until you feel the reality of it, until it takes on the tones of reality. This inner feeling, this sensory conviction, is the true prayer. It is the language your deeper self understands. Here's what changes everything. You must stop seeing this as an act you perform and start seeing it as a state you inhabit. You must live as if you are already there. This is the meaning of faith. Faith is not hope. Faith is loyalty to your unseen reality. During your day, how would you act if your desire were already a fact? You would walk differently. You would speak differently. You would react to the world from a place of fulfillment, not of longing. This is what it means to live in the end. You are no longer the person who wants it. You are the person who has it. This internal shift is the only shift that matters. The world is a mirror. It has no choice but to reflect the person you have become in your imagination. So you persist in your assumption. You wear the feeling of your fulfilled desire as if it were your favorite coat, and you do not take it off until the outer world has fully molded itself to its shape. You are already the new you. Forget affirmations that you repeat without emotion. Forget vision boards that you look at with a sense of longing. Those are toys. The real work is internal. A million declarations of I am wealthy are utterly useless if you feel poor. Your consciousness, your I am, is not impressed by empty words. It is moved only by feeling. The feeling is the catalyst for all creation. When you truly capture the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you have impressed your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the faithful servant that directs all the powers of nature to bring your assumption to pass. It will move people, open doors, and arrange circumstances in a way that your logical mind could never fathom. Your only task is to generate the feeling within and remain loyal to that state. The internal feeling is the cause. The external world is the effect. Stop trying to change the effect. Go to the cause. Go to the feeling now. Go deeper. This act of assuming the end is not about creating something new out of nothing. It is about selecting what already exists. All states, all possibilities, already exist within the infinite I am, which is your own consciousness. They are eternal. You are not a creator in the sense of making something from void. You are a selector. With your imagination and feeling, you are simply choosing which version of reality you wish to experience. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are tuning yourself to that reality. You are entering that state, and once you have truly entered it, once you have felt its reality within you, the creative act is finished. It is complete. There is nothing more to do. You don't hope it will happen. You don't wonder if it will happen. You walk in the calm and confident assurance that ... it is done. And in that moment of pure feeling, in that sacred Sabbath of the soul where you have fully assumed your desire, you make a declaration. It is not loud. It is not boastful. It is a quiet, profound, and unshakable knowing. You declare, within the depths of your own being, it is done. This is not a request. It is a verdict. It is the final seal on the creative act. Hope is a beggar, pleading for a future that may never arrive. But this declaration, this is the decree of a king. You have moved from the state of wanting, which is a state of perpetual lack, into the state of having. The moment you truly feel it is done, the entire universe rearranges itself to obey your command. The bridge of incidents will begin to appear. The means will manifest. But you will not be looking for them because your attention is no longer on the journey. You have already arrived at the destination. You are living in the end. This is the great mystery. The work was finished before the world began. Your desire is already yours. This simple phrase, "it is done," is the key that shifts you from wanting to having. Think of the energy of wanting. It is tense, anxious, and always focused on absence. It affirms that you do not possess your desire. As long as you are wanting, you are creating more lack. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. When you shift your consciousness and declare from a place of deep When feeling that it is done, you are fundamentally changing who you are. You are no longer the person who desires wealth. You are the person who is wealthy. You are no longer the person seeking love. You are the person who is loved. It is an internal gear shift. You move from the future tense of hope to the present tense of possession. This is not self-deception. It is the selection of a higher reality. You are claiming what is eternally yours in imagination, the only true reality. This is the assumption of power. Now go deeper into the feeling of this declaration. What is the feeling tone of it is done? It is relief. It is peace. It is the sweet, silent calm after the storm of desire has passed. When you truly know something is done, you cease from all mental effort concerning it. You rest. This is the spiritual Sabbath. You no longer need to visualize. You no longer need to affirm. You have planted the seed. You have accepted it as a fact, and now you allow it to grow in the darkness of your subconscious. Any further effort, any anxious checking for results, is digging up the seed to see if it's sprouting. That is an act of doubt, and it will kill the harvest. So you relax. You give thanks for what you cannot yet see with your physical eyes, but what you know with absolute certainty is a fact in your inner world. This relaxed, grateful certainty is the most potent creative state you can occupy. It is the frequency of receiving. Of course, the moment you make this profound inner claim, your reason and your senses will rise up to deny it. The world of shadows will shout that nothing has changed. Your bank account will look the same. Your circumstances will appear identical. This is the great test. Will you believe the report of your senses, which only reflect your past assumptions? Or will you remain loyal to your royal inner decree? Your declaration, "It is done," is a prophetic statement. You have spoken a new world into existence. Now you must stand firm in that assumption, unwavering, until the outer world catches up. Ignore the evidence of the senses. It is old news. It is the dead past. You are living in a new reality, the one you just decreed. Walk as if it were true. Feel as if it were true. Persist, and the shadow world must, and will, conform to the new light you have cast from within. Embracing it is done is far more than a technique to get things. It is a fundamental realization of your own power. You are not petitioning an external deity. You are commanding the deepest part of yourself. You are instructing your own subconscious, the loyal and unimaginative servant, to objectify the reality you have chosen. This declaration is an act of reclaiming your birthright. You are accepting your role as the operant power in your life. You are acknowledging that the circumstances of your life do not happen to you. They happen from you. They are the direct result of your state of consciousness. This is the turning point for so many. It is the moment you stop being an effect and you consciously become the cause. And once you truly know this, once you accept it in the very marrow of your bones, you understand that you are not a victim of circumstance, but that ... I am the cause. This brings us to the most profound, and for many, the most terrifying revelation of all. Listen closely. Nothing happens to you. Everything happens from you. You are the sole cause of all that befalls you. Every joy, every heartbreak, every victory, every challenge, it was all pushed out from the contents of your own consciousness. The world you inhabit is a magnificent three-dimensional mirror, reflecting back to you the sum total of your beliefs, your feelings, your secret assumptions. For your entire life, you have been taught that you are a victim of circumstance, a pawn in a game played by external forces. But that is the great sleep, the great illusion. The awakening is this: you are the dreamer, dreaming the dream of your life. There is no one to change but self. There is no other cause. To accept this is to move from the consciousness of a slave to the consciousness of a master. It is not about blame. It is about reclaiming your infinite power. Look at your world. The people in it are only playing the roles you have assigned them in the theater of your mind. They are messengers, telling you who you believe you are. If you feel unloved, people will appear to reject you. If you feel prosperous, doors will open to confirm your wealth. You cannot change the reflection by fighting with the mirror. It is insanity. To argue with your circumstances, to try and force another person to change, is to argue with yourself. The change must happen within. When you change your assumption about another, they will either conform to your new concept of them or they will drift out of your world. The world has no opinion of its own. It simply waits for your direction, your state of consciousness, to give it form. Do you want the reflection to smile? Then you must be the one to smile first. The entire world is yourself pushed out. There's no escape from this law. This realization liberates you from the prison of resentment. How can you blame another when you understand that you were the one feeding them their lines? How can you feel victimized by the world when you accept that it is a projection of your own inner state? All blame must be dropped. All anger must be released. You must take back the power you have so freely given to people and conditions. This is radical responsibility. It may feel heavy at first, this weight of being the sole cause, but that weight is the feeling of your own creative power returning to you. If you are the cause of your problems, then, hallelujah, you can be the cause of your solutions. You are no longer at the mercy of a chaotic world. You are at the helm. You are the operant power. You can, this very moment, begin to revise the story you are telling yourself, And as you do, the world mirror must and will reflect that new story back to you without fail. So, how do you cause a new effect? You do not manipulate the outer world. You do not struggle and strive. You simply change the inner state from which you are living. Ask yourself, what state of consciousness produced the world I am currently experiencing? Be honest, are you living in a state of lack, a state of fear, a state of not enough? That state is the cause. The undesirable conditions are the effect. To change the effect, you must change the cause. You must dare to assume a new state. You must dare to feel what it would be like to be the person you want to be. You go within, to your imagination, and you occupy the state of your wish fulfilled. You feel its reality. You persist in that feeling. That is the only work you ever have to do. You are not changing things. You are changing your concept of self. And since you are the cause, as your concept of self changes, your world must change with it. When you truly accept that you are the cause, the entire game changes. You stop looking outside of yourself for anything. You stop seeking approval, waiting for permission, or hoping for a lucky break. You realize that everything you could ever desire is already present, right now, within you as a state of consciousness you can choose to enter. The search is over. The frantic chase ends. You are no longer a beggar, hoping for crumbs to fall from the table of fate. You are the creator, the source, the power that selects worlds with your assumptions. This understanding dissolves the feeling of longing, because how can you long for something that is already a part of you? You realize it was never outside of you to begin with. You understand that, in the real world of your imagination, I already possess it. And so, you arrive at the final, serene realization, I already possess it. This is not a trick of the mind. It is the deepest truth of your being. Since creation is finished, and all possible states exist now within your consciousness, your desire is not something you need to create or acquire. It is something you must simply accept. It is a gift that has been waiting for you to claim it. The moment you imagined your desire and felt its reality, you possessed it in the only world that is truly real. The inner world of your imagination. The manifestation in your outer world is now a certainty, an echo that must follow the sound you have already made. To continue wanting it is to deny that you have already received it. You must drop the wanting. You must drop the search. The search implies it is lost, but nothing is lost in God's world. You simply have to occupy the state where it is found. This is the great move from longing to knowing. Longing is a state of spiritual torment. It is the feeling of separation between you and your good. Knowing, on the other hand, is peace. It is a quiet, unshakable certainty. It is the calm at the center of the storm. When you know you possess something, you don't fret about it. You don't anxiously look for it. You simply have it. I ask you to examine your feeling right now concerning your desire. Is it the anxious, the feeling of a chase, or the peaceful feeling of possession? Be honest, you cannot deceive the law. You will only ever manifest the state you occupy. So, give up the chase. Stop running towards your desire and let it come to you by standing still in the assumption that it is already here. Live from this deep inner knowing, this calm conviction, and watch as your world effortlessly conforms. To live from fulfillment is to embody your desired reality within. Your inner conversations must change. You no longer say to yourself, I wish I had. Instead, your inner talking is from the premise that you do have. Your mental diet consists only of thoughts that support your fulfilled state. How would the person you want to be think and feel? Embody that now. You carry yourself with the quiet confidence of one whose every need is met. You react to the daily news and the drama of the world from this new center of being. This inner adjustment is the only thing that is required of you. You are not putting on an act for the outside world. You are being true to your real self, the self in your imagination that is already living your dream. This is what it means to be born again, to be born into a new state of consciousness. And from this state of knowing possession, a natural feeling arises. Gratitude. You give thanks. Not a transactional thank you to a distant God in the sky, but a deep, heartfelt gratitude for the reality of your assumption. You feel thankful for the wealth you already possess in consciousness. You feel grateful for the love that is already yours in your imagination. This feeling of gratitude is the ultimate confirmation. It is the amen to your prayer. It solidifies your assumption and makes it unshakable. To be grateful for something that your senses deny is the highest form of faith. It is the bridge that carries you effortlessly from the old world of lack to the new world of your fulfilled desire. This gratitude is a celebration of a finished creative act. It is the final nail that secures your new reality in place. So you see, the journey is not one of acquiring, but of remembering. You are not manifesting something new. You are simply becoming aware of what you already are. It all begins and ends within you, the operant power. You let go of the need to figure it out, allowing the infinite wisdom of your own I am to handle the details. You use your imagination not to wish, but to feel the end, to feel the reality of your desire now. You seal this inner act with a profound declaration. It is done. You accept that you are the sole cause of your reality, reclaiming your power from the world of shadows. And finally, you rest. You rest in the calm, grateful knowing that you already possess everything you could ever desire. For you are not a part of creation. You are all of it. The thinking is over. The knowing has begun. You are no longer the person who is trying to make something happen. You are the consciousness that is allowing it to be. So, the only question left is, what inner state will you claim as truth right now? Let me know in the comments below. What did you feel shift inside you during this journey? Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is not the end. It's the beginning of your remembrance. And if you are ready to master this power, wait until you see the next video. It is your next step into becoming the master of your reality. Click it now and awaken completely.